Hi guys, today we're going to learn about the case interview prep for a management consulting job. So some preliminary tips for any interview really is to go into the interview with confidence and to stay calm and be conversational with the interviewer before the interview. So build rapport and as the interviewer is reading the case, be sure to take concise and legible notes to refer to throughout the interview. And after you're given the case, be sure to summarize it and make sure that you're clear about the objectives before diving in. And definitely don't be afraid to ask questions. So how the interview will go. Basically, the interviewer will give you a case study, and then we'll give you a couple minutes to read it, think about it, and collect your thoughts. And then you'll be given a chance to ask questions. So ask as many questions as possible. Be sure to make sure that you understand what the case is specifically asking so that you can really tailor your answer to what the interviewer is looking for. And don't be afraid to ask for a couple minutes to gather your thoughts. And then during the analysis stage, be sure to structure your thoughts in a way that's understandable to the interviewer, and state your assumptions, and do not be scared to ask clarifying questions even during this analysis stage. So make observations, walk the interviewer through all of your calculations, and then in the end you want to synthesize, review the initial objectives, and clearly state your findings. So the example case study that we are going to go through today is how many mattresses are sold each year in the US. So what you want to do with this is you want to start with an estimation of the US population. So the US population is approximately 300 million people currently. So now when you're thinking about mattresses, the first thing to think about is who uses mattresses. And so what I did first here was group mattress users into two groups: households and then businesses, so hospitals and hotels, essentially. And then the next step is to do the number of units per group. So that's essentially 320 million divided by 3, assuming that there's an average of 3 people per household. So that would be approximately 110 million. Then with businesses, there are approximately 60,000 hospitals and hotels, 55,000 hotels and 5,000 hospitals. And then you want to find the percent in each group that uses the product. So that's essentially 100 in both groups. So next you want to look for the number of units per group that use the product. So that's going to be step 2 multiplied by step 3. So that's essentially households 110 million and businesses 60,000. And next you want to look at the number of products needed per group. So for households, there's approximately 3, assuming 1 parent and 2 children. And then for businesses, there's approximately 300 hotels and 300 hospitals, so 600. There are, of course, a lot bigger hotels and a lot bigger hospitals, but this is just a rough sort of estimation. And then you want to think about the number of mattresses bought in 1 year. So for this, you would assume that both of these groups replace their mattresses approximately every 10 years. So this you would calculate by taking your answer to number 4 and multiplying it by number 5 and dividing it by 10. So the answers that you get for that are households are 33 million and businesses are 3.6 million. So the end, what you found is that the total number of mattresses sold in the US per year is approximately 36.6 million. And you essentially want to state this answer with confidence and be prepared to answer any questions about how you got to the answer and the number that you did, and just be very clear in the way that you explain each step very clearly, and make sure that the notes you take are very structured. And then as with any interview, at the end of the interview, you want to Ask any questions that you have about the company or the position that you're applying for. And then, of course, thank the interviewer for his or her time, shake their hand, and then later that day send a thank you email to once again thank them for taking the time to speak with you. And yeah, then you're done with the interview.